we're going to get out our sketchbooks and we are going to draw a sketch of a kiln and learn about a kiln. And then we're going to peek into the kiln today. The kiln is the clay oven. Let's begin. Hello, my talented artists. Forget to subscribe. I want you to open your sketchbooks and find a blank space. You can do a page that has a sketch on it, or it could be on a blank page. I want you to work in pencil. I always like to work in pen or marker so that you can see the picture easier. So when we work with clay that needs to be fired, it has to be baked in a big oven called a kiln. I want you to write the word kiln. It starts with a K, I, L, N. Let's say it together. Kiln. And we are going to draw a picture of a kiln today, and then we're going to look inside the classroom kiln. The first thing that we're going to do is a little bit down, maybe a whole hand length down from our word. We're just going to draw a horizontal line like that. Go ahead and do it. And now we're going to draw that same line floating right on top. Try to draw this same exact line. I didn't do it perfectly because it's hard to see. The next thing you're going to do is kind of going to look like an arrow, but we're going to do a little dot so that it's an even arrow. And what I want you to do is you're going to find a place that's in between these two lines, but over a little bit and make a dot. And then on this side, you're going to try to do a dot in the same place. In between, but over. And then you're going to connect the end of this line with the dot and the end of this line with the dot. See how it looks kind of like an arrow? Try that. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It won't look like an arrow anymore, but it will look like a shape that you may know the name of. Anybody know the name of this shape? Good job. A hexagon has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hex means 6. So now we're actually going to draw the very same shape, but a little bit squishier below it, but we're going to leave a little space. So see this line here? This line? We're going to draw this same line just a little bit down. Same line. And now we want to draw the same line down, but not as far as this one. So we can draw it kind of like that. This is the lid of the kiln that we're drawing, and this is the opening. It's actually not a hexagon, but when we look at it, let's see how many sides we can count. It's kind of interesting. We're taking artistic license by drawing a kiln that looks like a kiln, but not exactly like our kiln. So, do you remember how we draw the pointy part? Anyone? Raise your hand. Good job. So we find the middle and then we move out a little. And actually we can use this dot for how far we move out. So that should line up. And then we connect the dot with the end of our line. And we can use this dot on this side for how far we go out. And we can connect the dot on that side. I think that may be the hardest part. We're going to connect the lid of the kiln with some vertical lines. That kind of looks like it's attached, right? And then I'm going to show you kind of a fast way to draw a chain. There's a chain that keeps this lid, because it's very heavy, from falling back. So first we're just going to draw a light line, a very light, see if you can draw very lightly from that edge to that edge. And then we're just going to do like a little scribble or a little wiggle, or you could even do ovals going up. I'm going to go back now. Try it. Just a little line that kind of looks like a chain. Good work. This is going to be the inside of the kiln. So we're going to actually draw a smaller hexagon inside this. Now, to be honest, the kiln walls are a lot thicker than that. So if you want to make it thicker, you can. And the reason why the kiln walls have to be thick is because it gets so hot inside the kiln. Now we're going to draw more vertical lines. From this corner, we're going to draw a line goes straight down. I don't know if I can do it at this angle. Let's see how straight I can get. Not all the way to the bottom of the page, but maybe about that far. And then next to it, we're going to draw a straight line. Now, don't go ahead. Once you've done that, there's something tricky. So wait a second. Draw those two straight lines and wait. Great. I want you to look at this diagonal line. A diagonal line goes up and down and side to side. This exact line we want to draw down here. So that means we're starting here and we're going backwards a little bit. I don't know if that's quite right. I can draw a second line. Try not to erase. Our sketchbook paper is not very strong. I may have made it too long, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to draw a straight line down. I drew it a little long. It's our sketchbook. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I want you to look at this diagonal line right here. And we're going to draw that line starting from this side back. And then we're going to draw a straight vertical line all the way down. I think that may be right. Something like that. Go ahead. Good job. Now we're going to draw a straight line. So we're really just looking at this line. See how this line, this horizontal line is repeated? We're doing another one right there. That's great. The kiln has some knobs that are circles that control it. And it has some rectangle shapes and some lights that are circles. I'm not looking at it right now, so I'm just going to have some fun drawing a rectangle control panel. And I know it has 3 knobs because the 3 knobs... Oh, actually, this is our old kiln. I don't have this kind of kiln anymore. I have a digital kiln, so I can draw a digital panel that shows with rectangles. The rectangles are like the readouts, the digital screens, and then it has some buttons, sort of look like a calculator. Do some buttons. Do a big long button. And then sometimes there's some wires. I'll do a couple wires going down and make it go back in there. And the kiln actually has some holes that you can peek in or plug up So I'm going to do 3 holes on the side. Go ahead and draw all of your little control panels and the holes in the side. I'm going to do a little extra that you can or you don't have to do. All right, let's use some rectangles to draw the legs. So I'm going to draw 2 rectangles in the front that are the same length. But these rectangles, they would be about the same length. That means they're going to stop way up here, and that makes it look like it's going back in space, that it's 3-dimensional. Everyone should draw kiln legs, little rectangles. And we're going to do one more thing to make the kiln look like it has an inside. We're going to draw from this corner and this corner, just a straight line going down. Follow along. And if you want to, there's like these special bricks inside that can withstand great heat. So we can draw that. And that is our kiln. I might add another little hexagon right there. Inside, because there's metal on the outside. Great. I can't wait to see your kiln sketches.